This week on The Splash, we induct new local business leadership. Then we learn helpful tips for seasonal driving. And later, a story of hope and strength. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash.
Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Brooke Allen, and you are watching The Splash. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce kicked off their 2019 campaign by welcoming new members and introducing the community to new leaders in business. Reporter Ryan Ghedotte was on hand to capture each and every moment.
Today we are here at Notting Hill of West Bloomfield to watch the installation of board members. To kick off the installation of board members, there was first a few guest speakers who came up and spoke on the community, their observations, and their visions for it. And shortly after that, they were all called one by one up to the front to raise their right hand and take their oath. After witnessing the swearing in of the new board, our very own Dave Scott interviewed board members and attendees.
A community cannot be successful without the business, and the businesses cannot be successful without the community. So it goes in a round circle, and we all need to be together. We all need to work together to make things great. My agenda is to get out there, be the face of the community, do as many talks and educating as I can. So anyone who's interested, I would definitely like to be a part of it and be involved and give new ideas to something that may be stagnant for you.
I've known the chamber and watched it really grow. And I've watched Suzanne Levine pour her heart and soul into this chamber to make sure it became what it is today. You know, it was a small group of people, and she worked tirelessly to watch it become what it is and see this community engaged. It's wonderful for me to watch that, and it's wonderful for me to be there to support whatever they need.
After witnessing the new board being sworn in, it is very clear that they are all eager to help continue to improve the community here in the greater West Bloomfield. This has been Ryan Ghedotte reporting for The Splash.
To find out more, you can visit civiccentertv.com/chamber installation 2019. As the temperatures go down and the roads get slicker, drivers need to practice caution in and around greater West Bloomfield as the commute to and from work, home, and play continues. Reporter Charles Maurer reviews some helpful information from local experts.
As we enter the winter season, the weather gets colder, rainfall transitions to snowfall, and the road conditions also experience significant changes. The Road Commission for Oakland County maintains main roads throughout our area and prepares year-round for this, the harshest season of the year on the road.
Well, we do spend a lot of time getting our troops and our equipment ready. We go through a training process throughout the fall with all of the drivers, even the experienced drivers, just to remind them all the safety techniques and the processes. We check all the equipment all the fall, make sure all the salt domes are full of salt. So we're ready to go. All the drivers have to have a CDLA, which is a commercial driver's license with an A designation, which allows them to drive these big, 12-yard dump trucks. Then they have to prove to us when they're hired that they have the capability to do that. And most of them have been doing this for quite some time now.
But experienced personnel and precise training is only one element of keeping our roads safe during the winter season. And the Road Commission urges residents to take extra precautions on the road to support maintenance.
The best thing they can do is give the trucks the room they need to plow. Not only is the truck big, the plow, if they have a front end plow, it extends off the front. Some of them have a wing plow that expands off the side. So just please give them the room they need. It takes them longer to stop, to turn. They're big, heavy pieces of equipment, and the more they're unencumbered by drivers, getting in their way or cutting them off, the better they can do their job and the safer they can make the roads to the rest of us.
So when you're on the roads in greater West Bloomfield and all throughout Oakland County this winter, remember to give the road maintenance vehicles plenty of room, space that keeps the roads and your vehicle safe.
Don't tailgate close to the back of the truck. Give them a lot of space. That's a lot of salt coming out of there, and it's going to spread. The whole idea is to have it spread as wide an area as possible. And if you don't want rock salt hitting your windshield, give them some room.
This winter, give yourself some extra time to get where you need to go. Drive cautiously and give road maintenance vehicles plenty of room so that the roads ahead are safe for the entire community. Reporting for The Splash, this is Charles Maurer.
For more information, feel free to stop by our website at civiccentertv.com/RCOC Winter. Coming up, we have an inspiring story of personal strength and triumph, and then another episode of Sidewalk Talk.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for being with us. When tragedy strikes, we are often tested both in the moment and for a long time beyond. And for one local resident, the test of coping from tragedy led to a unique and wonderful project that reached far and beyond our community. Reporter Tyler Kieft has the story.
The loss of a loved one is obviously a life-altering experience. For one Sylvan Lake resident, the tragic loss of a child helped to inspire a project that not only changed her life, but the lives of countless others around the world. After the tragic loss of her daughter Maya in 2007, Monty Must of Sylvan Lake worried that her daughter's story and the light that she brought into the lives of all whom she encountered would not live on. Months later, Monty was approached with the opportunity to meet survivors of one of history's greatest tragedies, the Holocaust, and embark on a special project, one that would soon take her on quite an amazing journey.
So here I am, just totally devastated that how am I going to remember my daughter? The way that she smelled, the way that she talked, the way, just little things about her. And just about this time in 2007, this time of year, somebody had approached me, maybe it was in March, and they said, would you like to come to the Jewish Community Center and photograph Holocaust survivors, people, kids sitting on their laps, kind of like Santa. And I said, no, that's not anything that I could do. And I went to bed that night, and all of a sudden it was like, I woke up and I thought, I can't do that. But I would love to work with Holocaust survivors because they have had these devastating experiences. And if they could go on living, then perhaps they can teach me and show me how I can go on living.
From that moment of epiphany, Monty embarked on a journey to tell the stories of Holocaust survivors through photographs in Living Witnesses.
Living Witnesses is a portrait book, a series of portrait books, and they are a way to memorialize and legitimize and tell people's stories so that people remember not only things that happened in the Holocaust, but it is a way for people who didn't know anything about the Holocaust to learn the stories that actually happened and for these stories to continue on so that people don't forget.
The book was a massive success, both showing and telling these stories of perseverance and strength. Soon after, Monty took Living Witnesses on the road and made a version of her book on survivors in Chicago.
I started getting requests from different cities, and everybody in different cities around the United States, and they would say, will you come to our city? Our city has the most Holocaust survivors that there are. Anyway, so we settled on Chicago, And so we were going to go to Chicago and photograph Holocaust survivors that lived in Chicago. And I came back and I said, you know what? We're going to do a book of the United States. All these different cities are calling us, and we're going to do cities all around the United States.
Living Witnesses did not end after Mani traveled the U.S., and instead took her all over the world, where Mani continued to utilize her incredible skill behind the camera to portray the lives of real people, real tragedy, and real living witnesses. Beyond the photographs is a lesson, one that Mani did not learn in the wake of her terrible loss, but across the journey of life and through the story of others, including a personal touch of wisdom from one particular survivor who understood what Mani felt and the journey beyond loss.
And as I was leaving, she turned to me, she said, Mani, by the way, she said, I want you to know something. And here, she's lost a daughter. She's a Holocaust survivor. You will find joy again. And I left, and I thought, there's no way. But she was right. I think you have to take whatever talent you have and help people, however it is.
Reporting for The Splash, I'm Tyler Kieft.
To view the extended cut version of this story, you can visit civiccentertv.com/livingwitnesses. Now it's time for Sidewalk Talk, where reporter Patrick McElmurray asks the people of Greater West Bloomfield about their favorite gifts.
The best present I got for the holidays is my 60-inch high-def TV. What was your best present this holiday?
The best present I received were these diamond earrings from my boyfriend.
Very nice, very shiny.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What'd you get him?
Not diamond earrings.
A hug from my grandchildren.
That's a very nice one. That's one that keeps on giving.
Well, my daughter from Arizona came in, and I didn't expect it, and that's the best present that can be.
Family and friends.
Present from Tappers.
What was that?
Diamond, what'd I get?
Some shiny, nice.
Diamond ring.
There we go.
My husband coming home from the hospital.
Amen to that. He's a good thing.
That would have to be UGG shoes. I always needed some, and then my friends just told me to get some, so I did.
Are they comfy?
Very comfy, and they keep me very warm.
Perfect. What is the best present you received over the holidays?
This.
Can't go wrong.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
How long you guys been together?
Since June, and he proposed December 29th. So it doesn't matter about the months. It doesn't.
When you know, you know.
We celebrate Hanukkah. We really don't give gifts, so I really didn't get anything.
Time with family?
That's okay. Time with family, and I just had surgery, so I'm thankful to be here.
Amen to that.
Well, to be honest with you, my best present I receive is always a little gift from my daughter who lives in Portland, Oregon. She's married with my grandson Oliver, and she always sends me something really cool and nice, maybe something to wear in a book. And it's really special because it comes special from her, and there's always a picture that my grandson Oliver draws for holidays, and it's very, very special.
I'm Patrick McElmurray. Join us next week for another episode of Sidewalk Talk.
For more episodes of Sidewalk Talk on demand, visit civiccentertv.com/Sidewalk Talk. Now it's time for the Civic Center TV event update, where we give you the upcoming events around Greater West Bloomfield. And for more events coming up, visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's Talk, an ESL discussion group, Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. It happens at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, and anyone learning English or who wants to improve their skills is welcome during this English language discussion group. A tutor from the Oakland Literacy Council will facilitate the conversation and help all who attend become stronger with their English language skills. You can feel free to drop in for all or part of the sessions. For more information, call 248-232-2290 or visit wblib.org. Operation Medicine Cabinet. Dispose of your expired and or unused prescriptions anonymously, no questions asked. Operation Medicine Cabinet helps keep all of our citizens safer, protecting young people from the harmful misuse of prescription drugs and understanding the needs of seniors and also the environmental implications related to improper disposal of medications. West Bloomfield Township and also the cities of Keego Harbor and Orchard Lake Village are community participants in this program. And you can drop off your medication at Keego Harbor City Hall Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., at Orchard Lake City Hall Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. except holidays, and 7 days per week at the West Bloomfield Police Department. For more information, visit oakgov.com/sheriff. Good Moods and Comfort Foods, January 17th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital in the demonstration kitchen. It is scientifically proven that filling your body with good food results in a long-lasting good mood. So don't sacrifice the flavor of your favorite foods to maintain a healthy diet. Enhance them with healthier ingredients. Join Henry Ford West Bloomfield's culinary experts to gain insight on easy changes you can make to continue eating your favorite comfort foods while serving crowd-pleasing dishes you can feel good about. The class is offered free of charge. For more information, contact Kelsey Bray at 248-325-3890. Meet Your Legislatures Forum, January 17th at 6:30 p.m. at West Bloomfield High School in the I Center. The format of the event will be a meet and greet and a short presentation on important legislative topics, followed by a Q&A panel discussion between school board, parent communications network members, and state legislatures. One topic of particular interest that will be discussed is the Michigan School Finance Collaborative Report. For more information on this and other West Bloomfield School District events, visit wbsd.org. The 25th Annual United We Walk event, January 20th at 2:30 p.m. at West Bloomfield High School. Join the school district and the community for a celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The 2019 theme is MLK 360 on the Run. What are we doing for others? The event is free to attend. For more information, visit the West Bloomfield School District's website at wbsd.org. The new resident open house at West Bloomfield Parks. New resident orientations are being held to introduce our residents to West Bloomfield Township and the services the township offers. The orientation will start in the nature room, where you will be introduced to West Bloomfield Parks animal ambassadors and then spend a few minutes hearing an overview of their programs and facilities from their recreation superintendent. All residents are welcome and light refreshments will be served. One goodie bag per family given. Please pre-register so we can anticipate attendance. For more information and to register, please visit wbparks.org. The Polar Party happens January 26th, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. West Bloomfield Parks invites you to their annual Winter Bash, featuring a live animal show, games, food, and plenty of activities. There will also be snowshoeing, a snowman building contest, both weather permitting, as well as warm drinks from the coffee trailer. Residents get in the door for $6, non-residents for $8. You must register to attend this event, and to do so and find more information, visit wbparks.org. And that's this week's highlights. You can find more events online at civiccentertv.com/events and see everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll be speaking with Ryan Ghedotte, Executive Director of Axis Music Academy.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV is your home for everything greater West Bloomfield. Here you can tune into community programming such as our weekly news magazine show, The Splash, as well as coverage of local events and meetings in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, and West Bloomfield. You can also watch all of your local programming online anytime at civiccentertv.com. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
For every meeting of the West Bloomfield Township Board, join Civic Center TV for a brand new show called West Bloomfield Township Board All Access, airing at 5:30 p.m. Our team will review how to access meeting agendas, go over the key issues on that night's agenda, and talk to township officials about projects happening right here in your hometown. It all happens live at 5:30 p.m. before every meeting of the West Bloomfield Township Board on Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
We're joined by Ryan Ghedotte, Executive Director of Access Music Academy. And Ryan, you've been in business for quite a while.
Yeah, 23 years in the Southeast Michigan area, in the Detroit area. 2 current schools, West Bloomfield and Birmingham.
So Access, what does that mean? Where did the name come from?
Well, it's a good story, actually. So our founder, John Antone, started on piano. Didn't have a very good experience with piano lessons, had a very mean teacher, so didn't like piano. And he was kind of influenced to play guitar by a certain guitar player named Jimi Hendrix. And the album that got him to want to play guitar was the album Access Bold as Love. So we're named after the Jimi Hendrix album Access Bold as Love. That's
really?
That's where the name comes from.
How cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So you've been in business 23 years. You have 2 locations. And you teach students from every age. Yeah,
pretty much 2 to 99. We've literally had those ages. On that early stage, the early ages, it's called music discovery. It's very generalized music. It's having those kids learn just very general and basic so that they can get into a regular instrument. We did at one time have a 99-year-old student who took guitar lessons, and he jokingly said it was on his bucket list. So
That's awesome.
He got in there and took some lessons, and we had some 70-year-olds call and said, well, if a 99-year-old can do it, I can do it too. So yeah, we've literally had all ages.
So what is the most popular instrument that people play?
That's a good question. It's kind of a mix, but guitar is very popular, piano is very popular, drums and voice as well. We have a lot of singers, a lot of people who want to get out there and perform, and that's really ramped up over the last probably 5 or 6 years. We have a lot more vocal students right now, so we do teach voice.
Oh, okay. So you teach voice, you teach musical instruments, and you also have a new category going on, DJ lessons.
That's correct. DJ and electronic music. It's very big. It's very much in the top 40 and what is popular these days. And music education in general has kind of overlooked it. You can get on YouTube and look up software and the controllers that DJs use, but there's not a lot of people who teach it, so we want to be on the forefront of that. Currently we have a gentleman who's worked with Eminem and Exhibit and Jay-Z and a lot of big names. He actually has 2 Grammys. So he's kind of teaching DJ and electronic music, and we're going to supplement that as we get more people interested in it. But we have a lot of different people interested in that, and it's in popular music. So someone needs to teach it, and Access wants to be the place that does that.
So those are available right now?
Those are available right now,
okay.
And that is going to expand all throughout 2019 to various different teachers that we're going to bring on board.
So you have had some big names kind of pass through your program.
That's correct, yeah. Probably the biggest was Gina Irene, who finished second in American Idol a few years back. She's from North Farmington High School, has had a very successful career. She did take lessons with us, and as a matter of fact, she stopped taking lessons with us because she was gigging so much. So she's obviously a very talented musician and individual, and we're glad to service the community like that and help to build students and musicians like that.
So tell me what the benefit of music is.
Well, there's so many. I mean, music is an art, and it's life enriching, first of all. I think that what you can see just in general is a lot of students come in and they learn confidence, they learn planning, they learn to set a goal and achieve it by doing a performance. There's other areas, though, as well, when you look at studies that have been done, is that students will tend to get a grade point higher or a grade higher in areas of science, math, and English because of how music stimulates the brain and how you have to plan and work towards a goal in music as well.
So it's much more than learning how to play a song.
Absolutely, yeah. There's so much more to it, and I think that when for me personally, experience is that you can be someone who's very introverted, and we've seen this happen, and I've seen this happen working at Access over the years, is we've had introverted students come in, and now they're performing on stage, and they're much more comfortable not only in that, but in social settings as well, so it can kind of go to different areas in your life and help you out with those type of things.
So if a kid comes to you, say a 7-year-old or 8-year-old, and they're kind of not sure what they want to play, do you let them try out different things? Or, you know, I mean, if somebody says, well, I want to play the piano, and they're like, no, I want to play the flute. I mean, how do you get a focus?
Well, we get that often, and we do allow for students to kind of try things out. Try different instruments out, but a lot of our instructors teach multiple instruments too. So they might start on piano, and we might find that, well, I'm more rhythmic, so I'm a drummer, or I want to sing more. And if their instructor can do that, then we just kind of switch over the lessons and give the students what they want and what they want to achieve in music. You know, but you'll also see students start on an instrument, piano, and then supplement by taking like a voice lesson or by taking like a flute because they want to be first chair in their school orchestra or whatever. So they can explore as much as they want. We're very open to that, and you'll find a lot of students who stay with us end up taking more than one instrument.
So more than one instrument, and then also, are they performing in a garage for their parents, or are there public showcases?
That can be part of it. You know, performing at home, performing over the holidays. We certainly had that. You know, with the season that we just went out of, we do bigger showcases and smaller recitals, kind of everything in between. We do have a showcase at Startup Nation in Birmingham on March 2nd, Saturday, March 2nd. So students can sign up for that.
So is that private or public?
That is a public thing.
Okay.
It'll be a ticketed event and a fundraiser for a nonprofit, which the students can participate in. This is something they can kind of put on their resume, if you will, or you know, accomplishments if they get to applying to college or whatever. This is something that they can do. But yeah, it is open to the public. Generally, our showcases are. There's very few that are closed unless they're private events.
Okay, so you did mention a foundation. Tell me just a little bit about that.
Well, Access Music Foundation is a 501c3 certified kind of arm of Access Music Academies. We raise money for students who are in need, whether it's instruments or lessons or both, and we sponsor students with any funding that comes in, whether it's private donations or through fundraisers we do, like our showcases, or you know, maybe a startup thing on Facebook or GoFundMe or something like that.
Okay, so not only are you helping kids learn, but you're also helping other kids
who
need the opportunity.
Absolutely. We want to reach out to the community, and you know, the arts are so important, and they get cut from schools. And you also have just families in need. You know, a lot of times the students we sponsor, it might be a single parent working 2 jobs, you know, trying to make ends meet and wanting to enrich their children's lives, but they don't have the means to do so. So that's the type of people that we want to help and bring in, because you don't want to overlook those students. They could be, you know, they could be the next Jimi Hendrix, they could be the next Taylor Swift, you never know, and they just need the opportunity. So that's what Access Music Foundation wants to provide.
Okay, thank you so much. So we'll mark our calendars for the public showcase happening in March.
Yeah, March 2nd.
Okay, and of course, give me some contact information.
Well, accessmusic.com is our website, and you can get any contact through there.
Okay.
accessmusicfoundation.org if you want to make donations to support students. We'd love to talk to any private donors. We can create scholarships in their names even to sponsor students. So accessmusic.com, accessmusicfoundation.org.
All right, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I used to play the flute, but I wasn't very good at it.
Well, hey, come in for some lessons.
Okay.
We'll make that. We'll get you. We'll get you that maybe on the next showcase.
All right.
All right.
Probably not that soon.
All right.
So we've been speaking to Ryan Ghedotte from Access Music. And now it's time for a new episode of Parenting on the Go, where I sat down with local experts to discuss a very important parenting topic. Hi, welcome to Parenting on the Go. I'm Brooke Allen, and joining me today is Kristen Walters, social worker in the Walled Lake Consolidated School District, and Aaron Lawson, psychologist in the Walled Lake Consolidated School District. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And so tell me what the difference is between a social worker and a psychologist.
Well, in the school setting, social workers are trained mental health professionals with a master's degree in social work who primarily work with kids with significant needs in the area of social skills, behavior skills, and emotional regulation struggles.
Okay, and how about psychologists?
Psychologists are uniquely trained members of school teams. We're educated in learning, mental health, and behavior. So we contribute similarly, but we can also take a closer look at learning and how the brain functions and how that affects learning.
Okay, so why do we need school psychologists and social workers? Are they so similar, or do you just work collaboratively?
We often work collaboratively. And we often work with students with special education needs. However, we also work with the general population at times. Today, there are so many students who have lifelong disabilities, who have unmet needs and struggle with just daily challenges navigating through the school system. And those are the students we're kind of there to support when they have additional challenges and needs along the way in the learning environment.
And while our roles do overlap quite a bit, psychologists participate in comprehensive evaluations when students are suspected of having a disability. Child find is an integral part of our job, since the law requires school districts to identify students with disabilities and then provide appropriate programming. So psychologists are particularly involved in the design and development of those programs for those students.
So an IEP, is that something, is
Yes.
that what you're talking
yes,
about?
Yes, thank
or?
you for
Okay.
asking. An individualized education plan, which is a program for students who are identified with special needs.
Okay, and that's something you're both involved in?
It depends on the disability area, but yes, typically we are both involved in that.
Okay.
Typically, yes. Social workers are mandated for emotional impairment evaluations as well as autism evaluations. However, if a team or the school personnel identify a specific need in an area, they may bring the social worker in on a student with a learning disability if they have needs above just their learning in the social, emotional, or behavior areas.
And the psychologist, kind of the same thing then?
Yep, psychologists have certain areas that we are mandated to be part of as well. Mostly we're involved in all of the evaluations, however, unless it is sometimes a reevaluation and students don't require a whole bunch of testing or evaluation. Again, we just make our evaluations when we're revisiting concise and meaningful so that we can write a new plan for the next year.
Right, because the IEP is good for 1 year, I think, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So what about like the family aspect of this? Do you work closely with family as well?
We both usually work closely with families. I often see students more long-term on a direct basis, so individually or in groups, to work on a variety of skill deficits, like maybe they struggle with anger management or coping skills or self-esteem. So in those aspects, I'm trying to work often with families to help support those skill growth in the home setting, because it works best when we are kind of working holistically with students. Additionally, sometimes I'm a point person in the school for families of the students that I work with. So if they have a certain need or something's happening with the student that day, I may reach out to the family, or the family may reach out to me and say, my student needs a little extra support today. Can you check in with them or work on this area?
Okay, and then how about you?
Well, psychologist's role in schools differs from a clinical setting. So I don't provide ongoing therapy in the schools, but what I can do is provide crisis intervention and collaborate with other staff so that we can implement strategies that work for students, whether it's regard to learning or mental health. And then I also connect families with agencies and services outside of school, and often I'm a liaison for that. And basically I work in a consultative role a lot with administrators, teachers, social workers, and directly with students when they have significant needs.
So you're kind of on the front line and you're maybe a little bit behind the scenes.
Right.
Okay. So if a student or a parent needed you, how do they reach out?
Typically, they would contact the school to ask, the child's school to ask. At times, we often work with special ed, so they could also contact the special education department. But the quickest route would be just going through the child's school.
Okay. And then how about if there was, you mentioned crisis intervention, if someone was at that point or a student was at that point, they could find you?
Certainly, a parent can always reach out to the school and ask to have a conversation with their school psychologist or school social worker, and we can help guide them with what appropriate next steps might be.
Okay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you and get to know the difference, because I think a lot of people out there don't really understand the difference between a social worker or a psychologist.
Right.
And students, you both play a major role with our students, so thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this episode of Parenting on the Go. And if you would like to look up more helpful parenting tips, you can visit the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance website at wbyouthassistance.org. For more episodes of Parenting on the Go, visit civiccentertv.com/parenting to go. And now it's time for our final segment, Person of the Week, where people in the community inspire and provide toward others. And this week's recipient is Lynn Brewer, Supervisor of Jewish Family Service of West Bloomfield's Mind University workshops. A licensed master of social work, Lynn has made both her studies and her career centered around helping other people live a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life. As the Geriatric Care Management Supervisor at Older Adult Services Marketing Manager at Jewish Family Service, Lynn helped to organize and execute one of Jewish Family Services' premier programs, Mind University in West Bloomfield. Lynn's efforts have helped to lead this unique program that connects local experts with people of all ages, helping to facilitate a learning experience that can benefit not only their lives, but the lives of other people in their community. Lynn's passion for helping others learn methods to improve their mental, physical, and emotional health is clear in every program she helped to facilitate for Mind University. Her joy for helping people, caring heart, and compassion are a quality that has helped her throughout her career and helped others throughout our community, which is why she is our Person of the Week. And if you know someone who is making a positive difference, let us know. Send an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate and acknowledge those making a difference in our community, and we appreciate your suggestions. That's all for this week's show. You can watch new episodes Mondays at 5:30 p.m. at Civic Center TV on Comcast 15, AT&T 99, and online in HD at civiccentertv.com. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Civic Center TV. And for more information and Detroit news, you can listen to me and Greg Bowman from 2 to 7 p.m. on WWJ Newsradio 950. And for all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Kego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you for watching The Splash.